Herd Line News.
By the way, Michigan got the win. 75-63. They pulled it off.
All right, not impressive. I think they were playing Colorado State or something?
Correct, yes.
All
yeah.
right.
So Gronk was out in Tampa. We've been waiting to see if he's going to return with Tom Brady this year. And he was asked if he was going to come back.
It's a very good chance.
You're not going to leave radio on.
Thank you, I think. I'll let him have a little scare.
Oh, yeah?
A couple months without me, and then, you know.
The bad feeling of
He just did it to me for a couple of months. So Thank you, my friend.
It's such a Gronk video. just everyone's a reporter now with these cameras.
That's right.
Tom obviously publicly unretired on Sunday night, and Gronk's been working out regularly at the team's training facility this offseason. I imagine that he's going to come back. It feels like the final year.
You're getting Gronk for the playoffs.
Right.
Okay, so you're bringing in Russell Gage. Okay, so you've
Russell
got
Gage, you have Cameron Brate.
Chris Godwin, Cameron Brate. What you're bringing Gronk in for is the big games,
big moments
down the stretch.
Yes.
That you're not bringing Gronk in for the preseason. And by the way, he's going to be your third down.
Right.
6 minutes to go in the game. I need a first down. That's why he's great, because you don't need him with this offense. You don't need him for a lot of the things. You're good enough offensively. You don't need 1,000 yards out of Gronk.
No.
If you got 375 and they all came in the fourth quarter of big games, he's worth the money.
Last year, he played 12 games, 55 receptions, 802 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
That is, if you could get 90% of that, that's exactly what Gronk is.
They're loaded. They have Mike Evans. They're bringing back Chris Godwin. As you mentioned, Russell Gage. Brady is apparently recruiting Julio Jones. And you also have Cameron Brate. So, former Net Spencer Dinwiddie, who has been incredible since he's joined the Mavs.
They've been incredible.
Yes. Returned to Brooklyn, and after Kevin Durant hit a go-ahead 3 with 10 seconds left.
Oh, boy, what did he do?
This happened.
5-4, screen right by Kleba. Back to his left. Here's the double. Right to Dinwiddie for 3. It's good! It's good! He did it again! Second consecutive game for Spencer Dinwiddie. This time with no time left on the clock. And the Mavericks have overcome a 14-point fourth-quarter deficit to beat the Brooklyn Nets 113 to 111, and what a return to Brooklyn for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Wow.
What a dime from Luka also.
Yeah.
Second straight game where Luka has found Spencer Dinwiddie for the game winner.
You know,
against the Celtics with 11 seconds
left. We said this a couple days ago. Dallas is going to knock somebody off. I don't think they're good enough to knock Phoenix off, but they could be a handful for Golden State.
Well, they're tied for the 4th seed. Steph is also injured now as well, so you got to keep that in mind. They're tied for the 4th seed with the Jazz.
How long's Steph out? He got hurt last
I think it's
night.
indefinitely right now.
Oh, boy.
They're hoping to have him back, obviously, but they have to wait and see. When Spencer's 12 games with the Mavericks, they're 10-2, or the team record's 10-2. He's averaging 18 points a game, 50% field goal percentage, 43% from 3. And Luka is 33.6 points per game, the highest in the NBA since February 1st. So the Nets fall to 8th in the East at 36-34. Kyrie obviously did not play because that's a home game after scoring 60 in Orlando. So they are 14-19 at home, 22-15 on the road are the Nets. But really, that's always fun. Those highlights, those moments where everybody gets to go crazy and he's returning back to the city, and that's awesome. But the Mavs are a fun watch. So you've been mentioning this all day. Former Braves first baseman Freddie Freeman has agreed to a 6-year, $162 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Freeman led the Braves to their first World Series since 1995 and won the NL MVP in 2020.
And I think he's from California. He's a SoCal kid, I think.
He has finished top 10 in MVP voting 6 times in his career. So the projected Dodgers batting order: Mookie Betts.
Look at this. Look at this thing.
Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, Justin Turner, Max Muncy, Will Smith, Chris Taylor, Cody Bellinger, and A.J. Pollock.
The only batting order that compares to this, and it doesn't, is the 75 Reds that went Rose, Griffey, Morgan, Bench, Foster, Perez, Dreesen, Concepcion, Geronimo, and a pitcher. You don't want to mess with me on 70s trivia. I'm Rain Man.
Was that?
You don't want. I can tell you the averages. You don't want to go there against me. But this is better. This has more power on the back end. So that was the best batting order back in 1975, they were good, and then they brought George Foster in, who was every bit as good. Long story, but that was the best batting order in my life. This is better because it has more power, 6 through 9.
That was pretty impressive. Freeman becomes the 4th former MVP on the Dodgers. Mookie Betts, Clayton Kershaw, Cody Bellinger.
It's incredible. What they're doing is they're saying, listen, this Rams won a Super Bowl.
This is standard in Los Angeles.
This is standard in Los Angeles. And, somebody said the other day, they asked me off the air, a friend there said, somebody in our business said, LA's got, if you go to New York right now, who are the 5 biggest sports stars in New York? Durant 1, Kyrie 2, Aaron Judge 3. There isn't a 4th. There literally isn't a 4th. We have 27. Our 27th is like Paul George. Seriously, that's that. Now we have Freeman. He's probably 25.
Well, this is what happens when you have, and I'm really sorry with the Lakers.
But I also
you have the Dodgers.
There's 2 things here. One, Silicon Valley has so enriched the state of California economically that we're just the teams are making a fortune now. The second thing is, as sports becomes more entertainment, players are like, why go to New York? I'll get better weather. I'm going to pay taxes in both. I'll get the weather in Hollywood, because more than any time in our life, all these athletes now have production companies, music studios. Just come to LA. It's insane. If you start listing the best athletes.
We haven't even mentioned USC.
Has Lincoln Riley, and Caleb Williams would be the number 1 pick in 2 years, the quarterback. That, by the way, I talked to USC when they hired Lincoln Riley before, and Mike Bone, the athletic director, told me, he said, we had to go big.
Yes.
We had to get the top young offensive coach. This is not Norman, Oklahoma. You're battling.
You haven't even mentioned LeBron James.
Afterthought.
It's crazy.
Enjoy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Ryan looked at me when I did that Cincinnati Reds batting order. Not even with amazement, with curiosity if I had a childhood. He was looking at me as if, why would you know that? I collected baseball cards.
Yeah, but you still remember that.
A backup catcher to Johnny Bench was Bill Plummer. The starting lineup was Don Cullett, Jack Billingham,
How are you
Fred
not a
Norman,
Hall of Fame voter?
Clay Carroll, Raleigh Eastwick was the bullpen. I can tell you the whole team. I can tell you where their hometowns are. Yeah, Jack Billingham was 43, lanky right-hander, submarine pitcher, couldn't hit. Fred Norman, little left-hander, breaking ball stuff. I can do Dodgers, too, if you want, and Braves and Giants. I had no life as a child.
The problem is we have to get to break.
I had no life as a child. Absolutely no life. When you get older, you got to eat right, you got to work out right. And I add a supplement that I love, have been for years. It's called M Drive Start.